Well, welcome to the Economy of One channel. This is Elizabeth Allen. I am so happy today to be here with an Economy of One alumni, Georgia Cross. Georgia, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Georgia has a background in digital media and social media and is sharing today three different perspectives for people who are job seekers and how to use digital media and social media to your advantage in the job seeking process. We're going to be talking to her about three different topics. The first topic is job seeker basics, and this is how to get business ready for virtual interviews and meetings online. The second topic we're going to be talking about is making your mark, how to brand yourself for people that you're speaking with. And this is in relation to your social profiles and cross-promoting those profiles in a very integrated way. And then we're also talking about showing your stuff. This is where you are controlling the image and the brand experience people have in looking at your capabilities, and you're controlling the communications that they use within the context of the interview, the review, the negotiation, all kinds of things associated with getting a job. So we are so grateful to have you here, Georgia. Georgia's going to give us a presentation on these things, and we're going to start out with job seeker basics.
Welcome, and thank you for having me here. Just want to share a little bit about my journey. I am mid to senior level in my career. I'm currently in transition due to a layoff from the pandemic. I've been a digital marketing strategist the past 15 years. I've been a lifestyle blogger for 10 years, a yoga teacher as of a year ago, and networking queen the past 8. I've been a professional job seeker for 20 years. Because I am in marketing and advertising, it is probably one of the toughest careers when it does come to downsizing and layoffs. I've had 8 layoffs and job transitions, and only 2 jobs have I left on my own. I will say this past year has been a job search like no other. Everything has gone virtual. Good for me. I work in social marketing, digital media, and I'm pretty active within a variety of groups in Nashville. I describe myself as a social butterfly and connector of people, brands, ideas, and dots.
Got it.
That's my little elevator pitch, if you will, that kind of sums up who I am.
Right.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about getting virtual business ready, making your mark, showing your stuff, and then I'm going to give some free creative resources that you can use to help brand yourself in your job search.
Awesome.
So, we're going to play a little game. Would
I
you
love
rather?
games.
So, one thing we talk about in marketing is having a target market. Like, who is your audience?
Huh?
So, we're going to put ourselves in the place of a hiring manager, Anne. Anne has been given a job description by the hiring manager, and she's got this stack of resumes, and she found one that's really great. Everything matches up. She's excited to reach out to set up this interview, and you get your choice of email addresses. So if you're Anne, would you rather email sm_poker_king194@yahoo.com or samuel_golden@gmail.com?
Good question. How about for the job seekers that love to say, hire Bob Smith at yahoo.com? What do you think of that? Just curious.
I say absolutely not. That comes off a little cocky and
Desperate
people off.
and desperate.
I really recommend some iteration of your name. And really the goal is readability, because what if she goes in and types and misses a number or transposes something? Like,
Yes.
you really want to make it foolproof that they're going to reach you. This is not the time to be having emails bounce, if you know what I mean. Can't take a chance on missing an opportunity.
That's right, Georgia. Good point.
And would you rather, let's say you're Sarah, you're on LinkedIn, and you get a message from someone you don't know.
Mhm.
They're in your same industry, maybe they're in your same city. And you're like, okay, sure, I'll meet up with you. Would you rather have 13 messages back and forth trying to set up this meeting with somebody? Or would you rather have one message with a link that goes to their calendar where you could set it up at your leisure?
Mhm. That's huge.
You really want to save people time,
That's huge.
especially when they're giving you their time to meet with them.
Well,
You got to make it easy.
and I see too that depending upon the age of the job seeker, they might in their messages make these very long narratives in
Mhm.
communications, and nobody
Yeah.
wants to read all that stuff if
Gotta
they
get
don't
to the
know
point.
you.
You got to get to the point.
Mhm.
My experience in some of my roles in the past in social media, back when Twitter was like really, really strong, we used it for business to business. And Twitter only has so many characters. So I got really good at editing. And there's a reason for that. You really got to be quick and to the point, and, within the first two lines of your message, tell them what you're, looking to accomplish. And then finally, would you rather? Um, and this has happened to me. I've been on a couple of virtual meetings. There's tons of like webinars that you can find today on LinkedIn for your industry, and that's a great way to meet people you don't know and make connections. So, would you rather
Hold
with a
on.
mystery profile chart computer when someone has said something really interesting and you want to connect with them, but you don't know who they are? Or have a branded profile with your same photo as LinkedIn and their name, because I can pull out my phone while we're on this meeting, pull up the LinkedIn app, and I can search for the person by their name and I recognize their picture and I connect with them right there. And then later we can send a message and have a meeting. So think about that. Think about how can you grow your network? How can you brand yourself just by putting a professional profile photo and having your full name on your Zoom profile?
Excellent. Excellent advice.
Yeah. So that brings us into getting virtual business meeting ready. So you
Okay.
really want to build a foundation. Start with your email, start with your calendars, start with your Zoom. So this really is for folks that have been in your job for like 10 plus years or your industry and you haven't had to job search before. This is your first time, you're new to this and you haven't had to job search before. Best way to start is let's start with your email address. I recommend a business email address, keeping it separate, business from pleasure. Have a separate email just for networking and resumes. In this day and age, unfortunately, what email provider you use can age you and date you, and people will instantly have a judgment of you based off of what your email address is. I'm
So
not kidding.
explain that for a moment. Like in what way?
I would avoid older email providers like Hotmail, Yahoo, or AOL. And I would go for more modern and widely used Gmail or Outlook. Definitely okay to use, ATT, Comcast, whoever your internet provider is. One thing is Gmail has a suite of technology tools that connect. So Gmail, you can connect it to Zoom. You can connect your Google Calendar. Everything is all in one place. Same thing with Outlook. So one thing, it just shows that you're more technologically advanced, and when people are hiring you to work remotely, I think that definitely comes into what they're looking for. But just having an awareness of what your email address and what that can say about you is something to consider.
That's
I definitely recommend a first name dot last name or first name underscore last name.
mhm.
Mine is Georgia dot cross dot tn for because I'm in Tennessee at gmail.com, and something that sets you apart if there's a million people that have your same name.
So,
Um,
so your idea there was to find something that makes you unique and distinguishable from other candidates like Tennessee. So
yes,
your your email was georgia.cross.tn because you're in Tennessee.
yes,
Oh, very cool. Got it.
at Gmail. Yeah, I had a youngster at one of the ad agencies I worked for tell me to quit using my Hotmail and use Gmail because because he said you need to get with it. So there's something to that that people are judged on what email address they use. So
That's so
um,
such good advice because that would not occur to most people at all.
yeah. So yeah, start there. Create a new email address that you're just going to use for your networks
Hmm.
and account separate from your personal.
Yes.
And then the next piece is getting your business calendar. In a job search, you really do have to be disciplined. And this is a great way to get organized. Choose one calendar that syncs with your computer, with your mobile device, with all your other calendars. For me, I use Gmail and Outlook. They sync across devices and work with Zoom and I added my Gmail to my phone. It does take some time to figure out how to do all this. Put in time to Google search, watch tutorials
Mhm.
on how to sync your calendars. There's a million YouTube videos. Anything that you're looking to do with technology, I guarantee you someone else has figured it out and there's a video out there that will show you. I
And
use color coding for networking meetings, interviews, and personal. That just helps me at a glance be able to look at my calendar and be like, oh, I got an interview tomorrow. I need to make sure I'm prepared for that.
I
Or,
need to do my hair.
oh, I got a networking event, or I got something that's yoga. It just really keeps you organized and it helps you to feel like you're still in the world doing things, having that calendar you're organizing and looking at and managing every day. So it gives you that sense of as if you're working. Setting reminders 10 minutes before every meeting is so important, especially with every meeting is being Zoom or virtual. Like sometimes it takes 10 minutes to find the link in my email and get it set up. And having a calendar reminder pop up is very helpful so that you can always be prepared. And I think that's something that it takes a good getting used to. I put on my lipstick and my blush and fix my
Like,
hair 30 minutes before. So I have like 30 minutes, a little buffer.
I love the idea because margin is so important when you're making a first
Yeah.
impression.
Yeah, and a little trick is I go early and I go into my Zoom account,
Mhm.
see what I'm not surprised with things in the background and put the cat away for goodness sakes. Um, put the
Right, because
cat
what you don't want is your animals going bonkers in the middle of an interview. I mean, that just speaks volumes,
my cat would knock the background down probably.
right? Got it. Very good
So
stuff here, Georgia. Amazing.
yeah.
Good advice.
So I'm going to show you a little bit of the technologies that I use.
I can learn from this. I need this. Thank you.
Stamp.com
Yes.
for your email signature. It is free for one thing. It
Love
looks
that.
professional. You can add your photo. It syncs with Gmail, or you can copy and paste the signature they create and then put it in your as your default email signature in Outlook or whatever your email platform is. What I love because I'm in digital marketing and social media is that I can add icons that link directly to my social profiles. I would say at bare minimum, you want to have your name, you want to have some kind of description of what you do, your phone number, your email address, and if you have a website or a blog, put that there, and at least your LinkedIn. If you're job searching in a professional world, you need to be on LinkedIn. I would hope that you have your LinkedIn, but having it connect from your email signature when you send somebody an email, they may click on that and go to your LinkedIn and be like, oh, look at all the things that you do. And oh, I know somebody that you need to meet. It's just one more way to have a potential connection out there. And then You can customize it at any time, but again, it's free. Ystamp.com. I highly recommend it. It just brings you up a step as far as your brand and how you come across.
Beautiful.
And
So
then Calendly.com, which is my favorite. Again, it's another free one. This is for setting up calendar meetings. So instead of sending the 13 messages back and forth, what Calendly does is it creates a link that you can send to someone that will cross reference with your calendar to see when you have availability. It will allow them, if you're doing a phone meeting, to set up their phone number, that it adds it to your calendar and you just call them when it's time. What I love is it integrates with Zoom.
mhm,
So when I set up my account, I integrated it with Zoom. So not only does it cross-reference with my Google Calendar to see if I have a meeting or not, it will create the Zoom meeting for me. So that's one less step I have to take. And it will set email reminders to the person I'm meeting with. You can have it set the day before to set an email reminder. It has one link that they can click to reschedule if you need to. It's just fabulous. You can customize the messages that go out to people. You can customize your availability. I don't have meetings on Wednesday, except for today with Elizabeth because she's special.
thank
But
you.
I found in the job search having just one day that I know can be my day if I need to go for a nature walk or something. I mean, I do take meetings on Wednesdays if it's like interviews, but
Right.
just
But
having a day, a bumper in the middle of the week that I know if I send somebody a link to my calendar, they're not going to put a meeting on that day.
great. I think that's self-care that is so important. And I love how you are using constructive boundaries to really protect yourself and to make it easy for you to not stress out over what's coming, but at the same time protect your
Yeah.
own sanity in this process, which job seekers struggle with their sanity. It gives you a sense of control, and that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And I also recommend, if you can avoid it, don't take 2 interviews in the same day.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's just it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of energy that comes out,
Yes.
I've found, and don't stack your interviews.
I
They
agree.
can wait one more day. So when you're giving your availability, if you know you have a phone screen in the morning, but that's fine. But I would say the if you have an in-person or virtual meeting, schedule it for another day. Space that energy out because it does take a lot out of you and you can control it
Mhm.
with your calendar settings in Calendly. I don't have meetings before 10 o'clock because basically I don't want to get up that early and be camera ready. So I'm more vibrant. 10 to 4 are my best hours when I have, my best energy. So you can customize your calendar like that. I don't
That's
have meetings with
wonderful.
anybody after 3 o'clock on a Friday because let's face it, who's invested in actually paying attention to you on a 3 o'clock on a Friday? So just those kind of things. Just think about your audience and think about your own personal needs and use calendly.com to control your availability
Mhm.
and have different meeting types for different people.
That's wonderful advice. Thank you.
Absolutely
Yeah.
great and a free resource. And then customizing your zoom.com profile. I'm sure everyone has used Zoom, but did you know you can go into your settings, you can add your profile photo. I highly recommend using the same photo as LinkedIn because just like I gave in the example, if you're having a business meeting with someone that you don't know, maybe it's a meeting with like 30 or really act with them, you can find them on LinkedIn and definitely have your first name and last name. If you use Zoom, if your child uses Zoom for school, create a separate account for yourself. Do not use your kids' Zoom account for your business meetings. You really want your own brand, your own professional photo, and your own account. So you could create your own Zoom meetings. And you can also monitor and see what meetings you have coming up. You can record meetings to play back later.
That's awesome. It's free. That's very cool.
Yeah, and it's free. So Let's review getting virtual business meeting ready.
Mhm.
Email, branded email address. Use your full name or some variation. Branded email signature with ystamp.com.
Mhm.
Calendar, Outlook, Google, or use both integrated. Branded Calendly.com profile to set meetings and integrates with your Google Calendar and your Zoom account.
Yes.
And then having that branded Zoom profile with a professional photo and your full name. This is the foundation. This is going to get you heads above the others that are also out there. And I hate to say it, it is truly brutally competitive out there with so many people having been out of work. Every little thing that you can do is really going to get you one step ahead and one step closer to your goal.
Wonderful advice. Wonderful advice, Georgia. I really appreciate that because I think a lot of our older job seekers, these are things we just overlook. These are not things that come natural to us that are a fantastic advantage we can have if we position ourselves as technology savvy when people thinking about our age might not assume so. And this can provide a simple token or verification that indeed we're familiar with technologies that make working with us simple and making working remote convenient. And that's extremely helpful. Thank you, Georgia. Awesome.
It builds your confidence. When you
Yes.
figure out how to sync your Google Calendar to the Calendly and having the Zoom connect and you send a link to somebody and it creates a meeting, you're going to feel like $1 million. You're going to feel like just created the Tesla or you just sent a rocket to the moon.
Right.
Did you go to the moon? Mars.
Mars.
Yeah.
The moon isn't enough. We're at Mars.
Conquering technology is not easy, and I know it's complicated, and I know it's a little scary, it's overwhelming, it's all the things, but there's tutorials. It's not that complicated. Once you get into it, you can do it, you can figure it out.
Wonderful.
And then hire little Timmy down the road that mows the lawn to come over and spend 30 minutes helping you if you don't have the knack for it.
Or one of those college students that need to build their portfolio.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Absolutely. But these are definitely the basics that you really need in the virtual job search world. Not so much years ago, but yeah, in today's world, it's absolutely necessary.
Fantastic, Georgia. Thank you. Thank you for giving us job seeker basics. We need it.